Like this one here. It belongs to my grandmother for the rape and abuse that she received. And this one belongs to my mother for trauma and pain I still can't conceive. Now, I guess the rest of these do belong to me. And this ain't even all of them, and as you can see, I'm tired as can be. I mean, I know you're sitting there thinking, but she's so young, why she got all those bags? I used to think the same thing too, but I worked hard for my bags. So, I just kept dragging them along until I finally decided that I was through. 8 years old. The first time I can remember, I heard screaming and then a loud boom. I was 8 years old, scared for my mother's life and crying in the corner in my room. Now see, the next time, I'll never forget, because it was the worst beating of my life. And I can still picture the look on my mother's face. It was full of hurt, pain, and strife. I mean, my sister didn't mean to lock him out. And she was just a kid, But that didn't matter to him. So he began to put on his show. He wanted my mother to whoop us, and when she refused, he got it done. He put it to her head and threatened to kill her in front of us. So at this point, I was done. I took the blame and the pain, because as the oldest, protection was my duty. And though I couldn't see it at the time, let me tell you, this bag was developing with me.
All right, girl.
And though I couldn't see it at the time, this bag was developing with me. 11 years old is when I had my first drink. Because at this point, we had been suffering for years. But I saw what alcohol did for other people, so I wanted something to help take away my tears. 13. 13 I was when he tried to kill me. But thankfully, he didn't succeed. Because God had other plans for my mother, and the devil had other plans for me. But this bag is no longer me. It was at this age that I was molested, sexually assaulted, and almost kidnapped just tracking the stroll. But the assault was 2, not 1. And so that definitely stuck with me the most. See, we went to this teen club, you know how we do, and I was backed into a corner, but I had done this before, so the harmless dancing and touching was cool. But then friend number 2 came to hold down my hands, and so I knew I was being looked at as a tool. Like a hoe, a rape, a lawnmower. Pretty green grass was what they saw. But after their hammers and nails and almost drills, my heart was wrenched and my soul was in awe. So this made the act of sex violent for me. And it skewed the type of guys that I would date. Not too tall, not too dark, not too loud, not too strong, or else I'd be afraid. But see, this guy, this guy was different. I mean, I know I was 17 and he was 21, but he drove me around and he took me out. So at that age, I had won. Then all of a sudden, calls went to 5, sometimes 10 times a day. He even started popping up at my house and at school. And I'm just thinking his chauffeur and protectiveness, his love. But see, I was being played for a fool. I had watched my mom go through this. And so I vowed it would never be me. But since stalking doesn't hurt you physically, you're blind to what you can see. But let me just tell you, stalking is where it all starts, and that's what they don't tell you on TV.
Come on, man.
So I knew I had to end it. And when I tried, anger doesn't begin to describe. My arm was bruised for weeks, and so of course I had to lie. But then see, I left this bag there to die. So I vowed to save myself for marriage. And I made it until I was 19. And then I lost my best friend and transitioned to college life. And so that soon became a distant dream. See, I lost all respect for men, so their opinions didn't matter. The men around me did the best they could, but my views were already shattered. So even though the assault played each time, I turned sex from torture to a game for me. I just used what I got to get what I want, because it was the only value that I could see. You see, that worked for a little while. And I was on the road. I wasn't like all the other girls looking for love. No, I wanted power and control. And then a positive pregnancy test slowed my road. Pregnant? Huh? Yeah, that was me. And I know the thoughts running through my mind and the look on my face, it had to be a sight to see. Because see, I had already been sick for 2 years, and all the doctors kept telling me nothing was wrong. But they just kept prescribing me painkillers, which created an addiction that helped send my baby home. I mean, my miscarriage was brutal. I knew what was happening, but I blamed myself, so I just laid out on the bathroom floor. And it sent me down such a deep, dark path, and even then, God was with me to endure. Along with the pills, my drinking was heavier than ever before. So there were one-night stands, this guy and that guy, and days I just couldn't take it anymore. It was my third suicide attempt. And so I knew it was going to be my last. But the alcohol and pills just came up the next day. So I sat and I cried and I laughed. Why did I laugh? Because who was I kidding? I knew it was a reason I kept being saved. But I wasn't ready for the responsibility and the changes until this last incident paved my way. You see, we went out drinking at a bar that we had been to so many times before. But this day, we just must have had a bad day because we drunk until we couldn't function anymore. I mean, I still don't remember driving home. As a matter of fact, he did, I didn't. Because the next thing I remember after the bar is the face on top of me, you know, someone like the Stanford swimmer. Because see, like Emily, I too was too drunk. I mean, I still don't even remember. But after sitting on my bed the next day, I just decided it was time to surrender. So I took my last bag, and I went to the Lord, and I said, I give you my pain.
Come on.
I give you my sorrow.
Come on, Lord. Come on.
I give you all of my shame,
Come on.
my guilt, my disappointment, and all the things I just knew I had to carry. So as I surrendered, I just returned that bag back to center. So fast forward 3 years to the woman you see here today. First generation college graduate,
Yes.
living for Christ the right way.
Yes.
Now I still think about it, and sometimes it haunts me, but I'm a fighter, and I persevere, so I refuse to let my past taunt me.
Yes.
So I stand here today, fighting, and I refuse to let my past. So, I believe strong girls become strong women. Let me tell you, as a matter of fact, I know they do. But we can't move forward if we're always getting held back by our baggage, and the only one who knows when you're ready is you. But I've learned to seek ye first the kingdom of God